It is the trust of a majority in the country that the tourism industry, which suffered a setback in the face of the bomb attacks, can be resuscitated. Sri Lanka was in the forefront, becoming the best place for tourists to visit within the last few years, and the government was able to earn a high income from the industry. It was possible to achieve this improvement through the strengthening of international relations, creating a positive economic and business environment, and through the establishment of new tourism zones. Improvements to the road network, including the establishment of expressways, also led to the improvement of the tourism industry. Accordingly, the arrival of tourists, which stood at 2 million in the year 2016, grew by 3.2% in the following year. The tourism industry achieved a growth rate of 10.2% in the year 2018, enabling the country to earn the highest foreign exchange. Accordingly, the number of tourist arrivals last year stood at 2,300,796. However, tourism suffered a serious setback following the terrorist attacks on Easter Sunday. This led to a dire setback in the industry, bringing down the arrivals of tourists to the country. Yet, as a result of the strong international relations Sri Lanka had been maintaining in the past, foreign countries as well as organizations have given an assurance to minimize this impact. Although the tourism industry in Kenya suffered a serious setback in the face of a terrorist attack in 2015, the country succeeded in overcoming the situation and returning the tourism industry to normalcy within 2 years. Also, Turkey succeeded in resuscitating its tourism industry within 2 years after suffering a major setback in an attack in 2016. Also, Turkey succeeded in resuscitating its tourism industry within 2 years after suffering a major setback in an attack in 2016. It is the view of the intellectuals that, parallel to these countries, Sri Lanka can also rebuild the tourism industry within a very short span. It will not be a strong challenge for Sri Lanka to stand up again, reaching the highest status in the tourism industry after occupying the 67th place in the Legatum Prosperity Index in 2017. Accordingly, in this respect, the Sri Lankan government has decided to grant the necessary relief to the tourism industry. Following the successes in the operations mooted by the security sectors, there is no doubt that national security could be consolidated within a very short period. Accordingly, it is the responsibility of all the citizens to extend their fullest support to the program planned by the government to develop the island nation, making it the best tourist destination in the world. Sri Lanka, as one of the first beneficiary states, has welcomed the official launch on May 7th of the United Nations Countering Terrorist Travel Program that seeks to support member states to enhance their detection capacity to stem the flow of foreign terrorist fighters. Delivering remarks at the event, Sri Lanka's permanent representative to the UN in New York, Ambassador Dr. Rohan Pereira, acknowledged with gratitude the close cooperation between Sri Lanka and the UN counter-terrorism agencies as the country now grapples with a new kind of terrorist threat and seeks to enhance its domestic security architecture to meet the new challenges. The Sri Lankan ambassador appreciated the UN officials at the Office of Counter-Terrorism and Counter-Terrorism Executive Directorate who have worked with Sri Lanka closely and tirelessly, particularly during the last 2 weeks, to prepare for time-sensitive assistance responsive to the needs of Sri Lanka. He welcomed the proposed visit by a UN team as a preliminary first step to discuss possible assistance on an interactive advanced passenger information passenger name record system. In this backdrop, he mentioned that Sri Lanka looked forward to working closely in the coming days to formulate a package which would include detailed information with regard to the type of assistance, including technical details that would expand on the counter-terrorism travel program tailored to Sri Lanka's particular needs. The ambassador reported that following the Easter Sunday attacks, the government of Sri Lanka is taking every measure to safeguard all its citizens, carrying out investigations and securing its borders, while ensuring the protection of civil liberties and continuing to pursue its agenda for peace and reconciliation. The Prime Minister's Policy Development Office says that more than 300 million rupees had so far been given as entrepreneur loans under the BOC Turunudiriya loan scheme. This money had been distributed among 730 young entrepreneurs. The highest number has been issued to the Sabaragamu province. The number of entrepreneurs was 143. 103 young entrepreneurs each had received loans in the northern and western provinces. District-wise, Ratnapura had obtained the highest number of loans. Noteworthy is that these loans had been obtained by 61% of women entrepreneurs. 12 persons who were engaged in illegal fishing activities have been apprehended in the Black Bay and Kaladevchena area in Trincomalee. During routine patrol, a group of naval personnel attached to a craft in the Eastern Naval Command had apprehended the suspects who were practicing illegal fishing using unauthorized fishing nets in the Black Bay area where fishing activities are banned. One dinghy, one outboard motor, a 225-meter-long unauthorized net and 650 kilograms of illegally caught fish have also been taken into naval custody. The suspects and the seized items were handed over to the Assistant Director of Fisheries in Trincomalee through the Sri Lanka Coast Guard for further investigations. Meanwhile, the Navy arrested 41 persons who were engaged in illegal fishing in the Black Bay area in Trincomalee on Tuesday. A water supply and sanitation project that has been launched with a sum of 26,500 million rupees is successfully in progress. Thousands of families will benefit by this project. The project has been launched centering the Sabaragamu province and covering districts such as Kagala, Ratnapura, Badulla, Monaragala, Nuwara, Mullaitivu and Kilinochchi. Urban and rural community water projects, toilet projects, projects to clean the sewerage systems and establishing public facilities are among the programs mooted under this project. 3 persons sustained injuries when a lorry went down a precipice near the Glenor estate along the Haputale-Valimada road. A lorry that was plying from Mathura to Valimada encountered this accident. The police said that the accident may have occurred as the driver was unable to control the vehicle as the brakes were not working. 6 persons were in the vehicle at the time of the accident. 3 persons who sustained injuries in the accident have been admitted to the Diyatalava Base Hospital. 1,512 projects costing over 46 million rupees has been launched within the first 3 days of the Ampara District National Development Programme Ekata Sitimu Stand Up Together. The program continued for the 4th day today. The Ekata Sitimu program is being launched by the Presidential Secretariat based on a concept of President Maithripala Sirisena. The number of families that benefited by this program by yesterday was 233,686. The Presidential Secretariat, the Eastern Provincial Council and the central government are contributing towards these programs. The Presidential Secretariat has so far launched 338 programs covering all the divisional secretariat divisions of the Ampara district. Several more projects, including the Grama Shakti program, were launched within the Tirukkovil Divisional Secretariat Division today. Special among them was the vesting of ownership of 30 houses in the people. Problems of the people that were so far not sorted out were resolved. Utensils required for cultivation activities and the fishery industry were provided yesterday. Among the other services were guidance given to jobs and vocational needs and sorting out issues related to identity cards and birth certificates. Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, has said that the entire Muslim community is not responsible for the Easter Sunday attacks. The Cardinal made this reference at a media conference organized by the Catholic Bishops' Conference.
Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit said that the entire Muslim community is not responsible to the attacks unleashed on Easter Sunday. As a religion, this was not done by the Muslims. It was done by a young group of Muslims who had been misled. The Muslims are not a community who are doing such things. It is a terrorist group which had been done to implement an international program. He said that the police, the army, the navy and the air force are launching search operations throughout the island, and the Muslims are extending their maximum support to these operations. Referring to the chaotic situation that happened in Nigamo, the Cardinal told the journalist that
there were swords that were hidden along the canal.
No, no one used them. They may be hidden outside.
But they had taken the swords.
No, but none of the videos showed anyone carrying any weapon. There were a lot of people who were having sticks, but no one really had weapons.
Well, anyway, I was told by the people who saw it and the people who were involved in it that some people did carry swords. How they got the swords, I don't know. But anyway, what is important is...
But none were used because no one is hospitalized with sword injuries.
No one was hit by the swords. Only thing is, you have to, what we said was, please look into every house. Whether it is a Muslim house or a Catholic house, doesn't matter.
President of Sri Lanka Association of Inbound Tour Operators, Harit Pereira, says that initiatives have been taken to revive the tourism industry, which was impacted following the Easter Sunday attacks. He made this reference giving a special statement to Prime TV News. And now we move on to the business news segment for more.
We have made 4 or 5 initiatives. One is to look at the safety and security of all tourism products, including the public. There's a lot of initiatives done. I think the government has given some tax concessions as well to import security items, equipment. So on one front, we are going to strengthen our security and ensure safety for our tourists. Then we will also have a PR campaign to bring back the positive image about the country, not only from a tourism point of view. The whole country, the perception would have been damaged with this incident. So we have hired a PR company to start their PR work. We have also requested the government, because the travel advisories have been quite severe. Certain countries have told people not to come to Sri Lanka. So we are working with, we are lobbying actually to get an independent security audit done by an international organization who will come and audit and say Sri Lanka is safe.
And that's all the news for the day. Good night.